Eddie Hearn says Joshua only wants Wilder next, and we're now in talks. All right. Am I going to get my hopes up again, only for them to be dashed? Let's see here. I'm going to quote Eddie Hearn. He was doing an interview with TalkSport, and he said, "We're now in talks with Deontay Wilder. Things are actually starting to progress a little bit because we can't wait until December. This isn't a deal that is going to happen overnight. All we're saying to them is let's have a meeting, let's keep talking, because ultimately we all have a duty to make this fight. My job is to deliver for my client, and my client wants to fight Deontay Wilder. It is the only fight he wants next, and my job is to make it happen. If I don't, I have failed. I have failed the fight fans, I have failed myself, and I have failed Anthony Joshua, and I don't expect to do that." He also goes on to talk about Wilder versus Fury. He says he will attempt against Wilder to frustrate him and tie him up and do all those kind of things he did against Klitschko. But I don't think this time around it will work, especially when it is only a 50% Tyson Fury. I hope he wins, but I just don't believe he will. Those are the words of Eddie Hearn. Now, as far as his opinion on Wilder Fury, whatever, everybody has opinions. The most important thing here is that he says he's talking to Team Wilder again. And he did say in some recent interviews that he's no longer going to be corresponding with Shelly Finkel. He's trying to talk to other people within Wilder's team. He didn't specify who those other people are. Most are assuming it's Al Heyman or Al Heyman's team. But it could also be JD's, right? JD's was Wilder's manager or co-manager, because Shelly Finkel was Wilder's manager too. Perhaps it's JD's, who knows? Eddie Hearn has long said that there are 3 managers in Deontay Wilder's team. That one of them is Shelly Finkel, the other one is JD's, and then there's a different one. That's what Hearn was saying for a long time, and he said they don't all get along. I don't know what the truth is, but I hope that what Eddie Hearn is saying here about there are talks between the two camps, I hope it's true, because I want to see the fight. Anyhow, that a miracle can spring up and we get a contract signed for Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua in April. It's great. It's Christmas, New Year's, and birthday all rolled into one. You know, I hope that can happen. Now, obviously, there'll be a clause in the contract which only validates where the contract will only be valid if Wilder beats Fury. Okay? But then you've got this two-way rematch clause problem to overcome. So they say they're negotiating with Wilder, but a two-way rematch clause, how do they get past that? If there actually is a two-way rematch clause, because people are saying that Tyson Fury's trainer, Ben Davison, came out and said that there is a two-way rematch clause. So if there really is, man, are they going to have to pay the loser step-aside money? I mean, can you imagine Tyson Fury, if he loses to Deontay Wilder, can you imagine him saying, "Oh yeah, I'll step aside and let Wilder fight Joshua now"? As much as Tyson Fury despises Joshua and despises Hearn, you think he's really going to do that? I mean, maybe he will. Maybe if he loses to Wilder, it depends on the nature of the loss. If he gets blown out in a couple of rounds, maybe he will say, you know what, forget about a rematch. You know, go on, Deontay, go ahead and fight Joshua. But if it's a close fight, if it's a contentious fight, I can't imagine Fury stepping aside and allowing Wilder to unify with Joshua in April. I just can't imagine it. So, maybe I haven't learned my lesson here, people. The lesson being that I shouldn't get my hopes up for fights that are just unrealistic. But I can't help it. I'm the eternal optimist when it comes to boxing. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below about this situation. What's your interpretation of it? Do you believe Hearn when he says talks between the two sides have resumed? Do you think the fight can actually be made? Or are there any of you out there who actually think this fight can happen on April 13th? Let me know how you feel in the comments. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions.
Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.